boom, we're here to see Locked. So, yeah, we'll see you guys when after.
We're locked. We can't get out.
Help! The premise of this looks so fucking dumb. I don't think it's gonna be very good.
From the previews or the trailers, is it that? So he tries to steal this guy's car, but did Anthony Hopkins like bait him on purpose to do that, or was it just like a thing where he was like, "Oh, you picked the wrong car, and I've been waiting for an asshole to do this too."
That's what I think it is,
and not just like he just does that to criminals and makes them like.
I think this is the first time or something. I don't know.
All right,
That's a little better. Highly advanced SUV that can fucking. It's bulletproof from the inside and the outside, and completely soundproof. I don't care.
That's not possible.
How fucking.
If I go like this, you're gonna hear
how advanced your windows are.
It doesn't.
If I'm like, hey, let me out.
There's vibration still,
dude.
You can't dissipate that.
That's the dumbest thing.
As you can tell, we're already hating on this movie.
I've already had a real low expectations.
This okay. We'll just let's.
It's only an hour and a half.
We were shoehorning this in here because
we almost didn't go today.
We're like, should we? And then we went, and then we're like, yeah, let's go. So here we are.
Yeah.
We're just gonna sit back and enjoy.
Digest.
Yeah.
And digest.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. I like Skarsgård, the main actor.
He's good.
Hopkins is all right.
Yeah.
Until he
let's not
goes into Transformers.
What?
Yeah, he's in the Transformers movie.
Which one?
The last night. No, the first night.
I fucking hate Transformers.
I love them. Guilty pleasure. Anyway,
whatever. Yeah,
that's
a tangent.
Let's just go watch this movie because
we got
I'm so
2 minutes
stuffed
before it starts.
I'm so stuffed.
Yeah, you should have seen the
Big Louie's. Go there.
Yeah,
in
Roseville, Minneapolis area.
Yeah, that was the best bang for my buck I've ever got at a restaurant.
Place. We've been looking for a place around here other than the local and all these other things.
Yeah, because we go to the same place every time.
It's right near my house, and so it's just like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I haven't
Shout out to Big Louie's in Roseville.
For
sure.
All right, guys, on that note, we're going to try to get out of this vehicle.
Oh, no.
Okay, that was easy.
See ya. Getting right to her. That's what we do, though.
We get right to it.
Don't even say a word. For any new subscribers, we don't say a word from the time we're in the theater to the car. We just nice and quiet. Don't spoil nothing. Then I hit record, and then we talk about it. Fresh as it gets. I didn't like that much. I was really annoyed. It felt way longer than it was, and I'm with the main character. Like, I got so fucking sick of Anthony Hopkins' voice by the end of that. I was like, I'm so fucking... He has a line, I'm so fucking sick of your voice. And I was like, yes. Amen, brother.
Amen, brother. Can I get an amen?
Yeah. That's what it was like, though. Fuck.
Ooh.
Not a fan. It had a payoff, which is... The ending for me was like, all right, fine.
Yeah. I'm just waiting.
There's 4 characters.
Yeah.
There's him. There's Anthony Hopkins. So there's a guy who's a piece of shit, goes in the thing. There's Anthony Hopkins. There's dude's ex-girlfriend and their daughter.
Yeah.
So.
Or it's it's not an ex-wife. It's an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, it seems like it's ex.
They never got that far.
Yeah. And
or whatever.
You don't really like any of them except the daughter because she's a kid and she's adorable. She's like, I'm a kid. So you're like, okay.
She calls him fart
face and shit. And you can't hate on that. So.
No, it's good classic wholesome childhood.
But yeah, it was fucking long and drawn out and kind of gross. And,
well, we'll talk about that.
And stupid. There's no fucking way that was that fucking soundproof and out. He has a crowbar and he's like. He can't get out of a car.
It's bullet.
I don't even care.
It's bulletproof glass.
I don't even. Oh God! There's a scene at the end where I was like, "That's opposite. It's opposite day." Remember, his legs are under the seat, and he's dicking with something that's in front in the glove box with his toes.
Yeah.
Dude, no.
Like up in there with his toes.
He's like this. And his legs are under the seat.
Oh, no, I thought they were forward like this.
No, because he was like that.
You can't see that.
Yeah.
It never showed his legs. So.
you would, if his legs were forward, you would see it because he's laying down over his legs. You'd see his front of his legs.
You see where my... We're not gonna... Anyway, I think it's totally possible.
I think it's dumb, and it was really shitty. There is some cool stuff. The camera work, I don't know how they get the camera in like a car.
So there's this scene, guys, where he's in the car, and it's right when he figures out, oh shit, I'm locked in here, and he's trying to figure out a way out.
It's like 4 minutes.
This single shot goes around from... He's in the middle and he's trying different things and it's just circling him the whole time. But there's no way the camera could be literally, unless it, I don't know how they would do that.
It'd have to be on like a track or something.
A tiny, or
what
something.
If there's a drone in the vehicle?
But no, but it didn't just follow a track. It
did a bunch of different shit.
And I'm like, how did they get that in there to capture all of those angles
it's like him
for like
all
2 minutes straight?
And it was like 4, I bet.
That was one of the coolest things I've seen in terms of cinematography in a long time.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
That was one solid long shot. Okay, so let's get down to the parameters of this. I think the acting is awesome in this.
Acting's good, except, I don't know.
Skarsgård does great. He does awesome.
His character was stupid to me in the beginning. Like, fuck you, dude. Bzz. Fuck you, dude. Bzz.
Well, I mean...
Fuck you, dude. Bzz.
He learned his lesson after
it took
about 8 shots.
Way too long to learn his lesson that this guy's
the car is like
got dominance
electric,
over him.
So he can just...
It's electric.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
wow.
I got some problems with the electric part too.
Yeah,
I got a lot of problems.
I guess it's an electric vehicle.
It was.
Which would have had the biggest battery of all time.
It'd have to have like 9 batteries, but...
for how long he's in there and how long they're driving around.
And then they blast the AC for 2 days.
Yeah.
And
blast the heat for 2...
It's in a parking lot that doesn't have EV stuff, so whatever.
This is a horrifying... Well, it's not that bad, but it's a really bad, like... torture movie. It's just a torture movie. You watch for like an hour straight of just blah. But what it is on another level is social commentary on crime and how the softness of the Justice Department of the world basically doesn't do its job. The police aren't doing their job. They're not cleaning up the streets. It all goes. They really actually. It's funny. They make
Anthony Hopkins is a rich guy. He's a poor guy. Can't even barely get his van out of the shop so that he can do deliveries
to make money. So he's struggling really bad, but he's also a thief.
He's a
thief.
Here's the thing. I didn't like any of the characters. I didn't like Skarsgård because he's a piece of shit.
He is. They make you hate him right from the get-go.
Yeah.
He's sleazy. He's like a snaky little...
He's always looking at people's wallets like, I'm gonna steal that.
Yeah, and he does several times.
And here's the thing that got me, because this pisses me off in the real world. He's eating this burrito, and he just like spikes it on the ground. Littering.
He's just
I was like...
They make you hate him.
Just because it's like right in the walkway of just
the whole time.
Like, come on, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, torture that piece of shit.
I kind of was.
You were like, for a while, and then you're like, wait a minute. And then you hear Anthony Hopkins' character kind of tells more about himself. And
then you start hating him.
And then you hate him because
he's
you
just hate everyone.
But then he's... it's weird.
I hated every
character.
There's
no winners. There's no, like, everyone fucking... I don't know. It's a not easy watch.
I didn't like.
I was squirming a few times.
I was frustrated.
Not from what I was seeing, but just it's frustration. That's exactly what it is.
The pacing was terrible too. I thought.
I don't think it was that bad.
I felt it was. It was so low budget. It was all in this fucking van or SUV.
Oh, speaking of budgets and all that, there was what we counted 13.
Hold on. This is why I didn't. I'm guessing this is one of the reasons why I didn't like it. There was 8 companies.
8 major companies.
Studios / production companies involved.
Yep.
And then
on the side,
after
one of the credits
it says, then it goes, also in association with, and then it's listed 5 more.
And you're
13,
like, oh, that's
13 film studios were involved in this really chintzy movie, in my opinion. I call it chintzy because not much happens outside of the fucking thing. When he starts driving, then it changes.
It's dialogue heavy, and again, it's social commentary on how fucking broken the bureaucratic system is. That it doesn't do its job anymore, and so he's like, Anthony Hopkins he's gonna die in 4 months from prostate cancer. So he's just like, I'm just having fun killing all these people that.
No, this is his first.
Okay, yeah, but Yeah, I guess because he's been robbed 7 times.
This is the 7th
Yeah,
time.
he's like, I'm done with this. Now you're people like you, and it's just he lectures a little bit about it,
But the types of torture include turning on the AC
for like a whole day straight or 2 days
while blasting.
yodeling movie. Yeah, and so you see Skarsgård, he's just like,
he's like, shut up!
He's just fucking losing his mind.
And that's another thing. Is like, I don't care, unless he got industrial AC, which he, I guess, probably did.
Oh yeah, and it you can see his breath.
It's like 30 in the.
Come on.
The coldest my car gets is 65.
Yeah, and that's pushing it.
That's like at max AC, it'll be 65.
And it's not going to get to like 110. And, well, I don't know. It depends on the outside.
I think most cars get up to 90.
Well, but I mean, if the outside is already hot.
But it's not, because it rained the entire movie.
Yeah, it looks like it was in Seattle, but I didn't see the space needle.
It never says where it is.
It's raining all the time.
The whole movie until the last, because it tells you what day it is.
Yeah, it goes.
And he's slowly starving to death, and this, that, and that, and all that crap. And it shows it in the trailer. He tries to shoot his way out and shoots himself.
Yeah, bullets are ding, 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 ding.
So he shoots the glass, and it pops down and shoots him, and he's aiming. Cab. He's literally aiming at the glass.
Yeah.
Standing up on the seat, and he shoots it, and he gets hit in the back of the leg.
Somehow, I don't know. I'm confused with the angles. They don't really. Yeah. It's pretty rough.
They do show shot in the back of the leg.
We're already spoiling shit, aren't we?
No, that's the trailer. Shows him shoot himself.
No, that's true. Wow.
Oh, we can get right to ratings. I thought it was fucking boring. I really did. I thought this movie was really boring. Until the end, like 6-7 minutes.
No, I would say it's more like.
Once 10, he gets in, once
11.
Anthony Hopkins.
When they meet in person.
Oh, spoiler.
Whoops.
Anyway, once then, maybe it's 10 minutes. I don't know.
Right around
but anyway, that's where I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. The only reason I was even sat up in my seat is because I was like, oh, it's got to be over soon. Here we go.
The problem is it keeps going after.
It kept going.
Whatever. So you said, what's your rating going to be?
I'm going to go with a 3 out of 10.
You're going to give it a 3?
Yeah, a little bit better than you thought. I'm guessing. You thought I was going to 2?
No, somewhere in there.
The payoff.
I wasn't sure.
The payoff was good for me. So the ending, I was like, okay, all right. Here's a point for you. Here's a free point.
You probably deserve that.
Yeah, you get 1.
You get 1. Just one time.
Because usually, if I absolutely hate a movie, it's a 2. If it's a disgusting, broken-ass movie, then it's a 1.
We'll talk about disgusting, because there's
a grossness.
There's a grossness.
I almost fucking puked. I was gagging.
He was. He had
to
get
hate
up and walk
spit
around.
And stuff like that. So
I'm gonna give this a 6.
Ooh,
a lot higher than you thought I was gonna give it.
I was expecting a 5, to be honest, from you.
Yeah.
Because I could tell you're like, well, it's like, no. I was talking to you during it.
A lot of it is just like, oh, that's just really.
There's some really dumb shit. To me.
Well, it's not. It's like creative choices that I just would have never done. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's not in alignment with what my imagination was hoping for
this movie.
But it wasn't
3,
awful.
6.
Yeah.
We can get. I hope that's enough information to decide if you want to see it, because we're getting right into spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Spoilers.
Yeah.
Well, here's the main thing. This is an electric vehicle.
Yeah, this is a spoiler. It kind of spoils.
His SUV is an electric vehicle.
Maybe it's a hybrid.
No, it never.
It doesn't say it.
When he's driving.
Yeah, but sometimes they kick in the.
You never hear any. I don't know. I'm assuming it's electric.
It seems super electric, but here's the thing about that is the power draw that he uses over the course of a fucking week.
If you're not, because it's not a combustion engine. You just run AC for a day and a half at max industrial levels, to where it's freezing. You can draw on the windows.
All day. All day. All night.
And this guy's got all the floor mats and ugh.
Yeah, it's a little unbelievable. But here's what happens. So he, when he's in there and he shoots himself on accident, he does eventually pass out. The villain comes in, somehow bandages him up his arm because he slashed the shit out of it.
Without him even noticing.
Without it, unless he was like, "Do you like morphine?" Well,
probably
something like drug him for a while.
Yeah.
And then he stashed his water bottle in the thing. He puts a cookie in the
glove box.
All this shit, right? And then the only thing I could think of is maybe that somehow he was able to charge the car then. But that was only one day. So it's like...
It wasn't even a day. It was overnight from the first day.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, man. This car has like infinite battery.
It ends up driving around the city for like 2 whole fucking days.
It does some crazy shit. I will say this. There is. It's funny because Anthony Hopkins is a little bit like loopy, happy-go-lucky. He's like, oh, see these fucking assholes over here? And there's thugs beating the shit out of somebody in the alley. And he's like giving this social commentary and like, well, if you're not going to play by the rules, I'm not going to play by the rules.
He's like, look at them. They're not even afraid of cops.
Yeah.
Because they walk out like, they're like, I got a gun. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Then he runs them over. And I was like, hell yeah.
Because he can control them. I don't know what cameras he's using to drive that fucking thing or whatever, if it's on auto, but he's just like, and it's just a mess. And then, of course, the car is spotless.
Yeah.
There's no blood everywhere.
Because it's always raining.
Well, not during that scene.
No, not during that scene.
That scene, it would have been cool.
It was, and he's like, if this guy stands all the way up, I'll let you out of the car right now.
Yeah.
And then he starts getting up.
After
and then
he pinned him against this
fence.
like a metal gate. Yeah. And like crushed his organs and he's just bleeding all
spitting up blood. Yeah, anyway, and then he fucking runs into his head and his head explodes.
He's trying to get up. Was he going to get up? Is that why he's like,
yeah,
oh, no, boom.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
But, I don't know, the rewarding part, I'm going to skip to that for now.
Sure. Yeah.
The rewarding part is, okay, so I'm telling you, this thing is in the very rear of the glove box.
Yeah, in the glove box.
And he was trying to, like, hit the fuse.
Or he saw it through the glove box or something.
He took a picture of it with his phone.
Yeah.
And, like, he's trying to, like, pull the fuse out, and he breaks his fingernail.
Yeah,
it was.
To the whole car.
Yeah. And then he broke his fingernail off trying to do it. So then he's doing it with his foot.
Yeah.
And then what I'm telling you is you would see, because it's always a side view of him, because it's from Anthony Hopkins' perspective. His legs are under the fucking seat. I'm telling you, they're not up in the. How would he not notice his legs up in the glove box?
Dude, you can't see my feet.
But the view, I would see my legs. Like, you would see them in front of him. I don't know, dude. It was like, what the fuck is going on?
His legs were definitely not behind him.
They were under the seat. I'm telling you. They would be. You would see him because he was like hunched over because he's zip tied.
100%.
He's zip tied to the bar on the bottom. Whatever.
Yeah,
anyway,
there's a weird bar he had installed. Apparently, forethought of this, and so he's zip tied to it.
I don't agree with you, but we don't have to keep beating a dead horse.
You could totally just be like this. He's like, I've been working at this for a long time, and then
they crash.
Yeah, he pulls it, and then
so there's no power.
They're on a like a windy mountainous
country road
somewhere,
and then
they go off a cliff because there's no power.
They roll the fucking thing a couple times.
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins is knocked out, and he's got a gun sitting by the center console. And Skarsgård works the fucking the zip tie. Oh wait, hold on. So he ripped those zip ties. He would still be zip tied because he zip tied them together.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish they would have given a little more clarity with some of the camera work.
Yeah,
because you're just like
he was zip tied together, and then he zip tied to a bar.
Because
he ripped out the bar, and then suddenly he's got both his hands.
Yeah.
And he wails on Anthony Hopkins.
And you're like, yes, more, and it shows this camera view of like blood, and you're like, yeah, the blood, awesome, it's about time. The blood's all over it. Like he's such a dick.
There's a filter of blood on the camera.
Yeah,
you're just
and
like,
it's just
squish. It was awesome. I was like, that was rewarding.
That's like 2 points right there.
And then, Anthony,
it's building up the whole movie. You're just like, he's gonna get him, or he's gonna.
It did a cool shot where like right when he's like.
Yeah, because
I'm street smart, bitch. Pulls the fuse, and he's like, we don't have control.
We can't do nothing.
They run in this boulder, and then Anthony Hopkins shoots his gun. And watches it go
all the the bullet bounces
off the back window and through his fucking
through the seat through his fucking back.
That was kind of cool.
That was cool.
Everything else that was floating around looked so fake.
I wasn't even looking. I'm like, bullet.
It looked like the Sesame Seeds.
I know something's gonna happen, and it went near, and I'm like, yeah.
I thought it was going for Skarsgård's head at first. I was like,
well, because it shows it go, oh, or whatever, right?
And then it shows shows him
his head.
bust his head on the dash, and his nose goes.
It's just gushing.
By the end, he's like hitchhiking home.
He's the bloodiest
beat the
hot
fuck out of
mess you've ever seen.
He drinks his own piss.
He does.
That's what I did.
And he was like,
oh! I'm like, it's apple juice.
It's apple juice, dude. It's apple juice.
Get it out of your head. Get it out of your head.
It's apple juice.
I literally had to look away. I had to look away.
And then he walked it off.
I walked it off.
He walked because there's like 3 of us in the theater, him and one other person way up front. So he's pacing behind me in the row behind me.
I can't do that. The thought of drinking piss is like, I'm gonna fucking puke. Yeah. But it was gross.
You'd never do that.
You couldn't. Wouldn't you puke it up?
The first time he tried, he was like,
that's the first time he tried. I was like, well, I'm gonna puke.
Yeah, and he was already.
Then he didn't. And I was like, okay. And then Anthony Hopkins he's like, oh, I hid some water for you.
Yeah, it's under the seat.
And then it's the classic stupid shit. Like, you're in the desert and you have a canteen. Just pour the water all over your face.
Come on. It's all going down. You're like wasting it.
Wasting like half of it. Like, shut up. I know that you're probably shaky from whatever, some dehydration.
Now, like
but you'd be like, every last drop of this.
Yeah, it would be more precious than anything.
Oh man, I wouldn't miss the drop if I hadn't drank water in 2 days or whatever. But the other thing is too, this is the stupid part to me. There's it's 50 of these little nitpicks that added up to me. But like, he eats this giant fucking burrito, blah, 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 and then he's like so full of it, he's like, oh, and he spikes it on the ground. Mm-hmm. In the same scene, he finds that SUV.
Yeah, so
on Friday. So this is Friday. Saturday morning, so this is Friday afternoon, because it's well after he missed picking up his daughter and all that shit.
Up. Bad daddy.
That's the whole theme of this show.
Daddy. I'm not a good daddy.
That's what I hated the most.
And like I let my kid down, and now they don't believe me, and it's the same exact thing as Liar Liar. It's the same exact plot.
It was, yeah.
That's exactly.
But anyway,
like that.
So he eats this giant burrito, and he's like finishes off his water. He's like, yeah, littering, like, okay. And then he's like, maybe I can find something in this SUV. So this is in the afternoon. So now it's Saturday. Mall cops up our ass again. Every time.
Is that the hot one?
I don't think so. Hey, but anyway, fucking don't get us fucking. They'll be like, what are you doing over here? Anyway, every time there's mall cops.
I don't care. That's the thing. I just don't.
So, and then Saturday morning, he's like, dude, I'm gonna fucking die here. I need food. So, like,
no, that was like 2 days later.
No, that was the next day.
Well,
because then
he was just getting his early hunger pangs.
Yeah, that's like because I kept track of Friday and Saturday. Now it's Sunday. Now it's it ended on Wednesday. But so from Friday to Wednesday, he drank one. Well, he basically had 2 bottles of water, a giant burrito, a cookie, a bunch of gummy bears.
Put that cookie.
Yeah, a bunch of gummy bears, and then a bottle of piss.
And that's what he had. A bottle of piss and wash it all down.
5 days.
Yeah.
And you supposedly can live like a while without food.
You can go 3 weeks without food.
Yeah, and like
3 days without water. That's it.
No, I think it's like a week without water.
Nope, it's not.
Okay, it's
only 3 days.
What's the effect of piss water in your stomach versus that?
It dehydrates you even more.
Yeah,
that's what it does. That's why they stress, like, if survival situations, don't do it
unless
at all.
you're Kevin Costner. Then you can do it.
Because you're Kevin Costner.
Filtration system.
And you have a state-of-the-art shit that we don't even have nowadays.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like this movie. It was...
clearly.
I gave it a point, dude. Like, it gets the point.
So, okay. Let's go back. Just a recap. What were things you liked about it?
I already told you. Okay. The ending, the payoff.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I like their acting. I have a kid, right? The commentary.
So when he's driving him around and he's about to run over his daughter like 4 times.
Oh yeah, there is a whole scene.
And he's got a gun
with him.
And he's like right before he hits his daughter, he goes like, I'm gonna do
it. This will end your fun. If I kill myself, you won't be having fun anymore with me.
Yeah.
And then you won't have no reason to kill my daughter. But then he does it, and it's like click, click. Because
he's like, oh, by the way, AD, I took the bullets out when I stitched you up, AD. Yeah. And then he says Eddie so many times, I was like, oh, this is Venom again.
Yeah.
No!
Eddie,
But he says it kind of like that, like,
need
Eddie.
more water, Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie, here's a cookie for you, Eddie. It's in the glove box,
I
Eddie.
liked Anthony Hopkins' performance.
Didn't.
I thought he was great. The way they when they get angry and they're just like, because like there's a point where he starts talking about Anthony Hopkins' daughter who died in front of him.
That's the other stupid shit. He's zip tied to the thing, and the brakes. Booped. Sorry.
Yeah.
That just pissed me off because it's relating to what you're saying. Because
kind of, yeah.
It's during that scene where it's like,
he kept because he's down here. He kept banging the brakes, and he's like, and like every time he would say something he didn't like, he's like, oh.
He's taking like Rocky hits, like
yeah,
like
it's not. How about you just keep your head against it and talk to him like that, right? Like, and then you're not getting the impact.
Yeah, it was like he did it like 6 times. Beep. Tap the brakes.
Yeah, maybe it felt like even more than that. It was just it felt like literally Rocky is like to just sit there and take it.
And
Rocky,
it's like just blood just oozing.
Get this
so much blood came out of his mouth. Oh man.
Yeah, but I like the way he found a nerve to push, and then instead of being cool, calm, and collected, and Anthony Hopkins he's starting like, well, really, he was starting to break him down, and it was cool to see like a little vindication.
Do electric cars, could they start on fire from a crash?
Yeah, so after they do the tumble and he beats the shit out of Anthony Hopkins, he gets a phone call from his daughter. Are you gonna pick me up? Yeah. You sound like you're in a bad shape, Dad. Yeah, blah blah blah. Okay, well, I'll see you then. And then but at that point the car's like starting to. And you're like,
what? Why?
Electrical fire?
Maybe. I don't know.
But you'd think that they'd be so fucking insulated and protected from that shit. What? Because his
car's invincible in every way.
It is. And the funny thing is like there's this shot where it's like this huge
underneath it, like the gas tank.
Whoa, shit! But there isn't though.
Have you ever heard of a Dolus brand? I never have.
Yeah, Dolus, Dolus. I don't know.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
But so
neither did the main character. Like, it's probably not a real car.
Is bulletproof because those gangsters that he runs over.
They shoot it. Ding,
ding,
ding, ding,
nothing. Like the Batmobile and shit, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It was.
And then he makes when he does the flip, the only thing that saves him, it lands on the back window on a rock and cracked the back window.
So that he could later get out with a tire and beat his way up through the glass.
So was Anthony Hopkins gonna just hack him up? Because he brought like a bag with a saw and shit.
And a hammer and all this shit.
Yeah.
But he asked him, he's like, so this is what you're gonna do? You're gonna murder? He's like, no, I had no intention of doing this.
I'm gonna show you personal hell. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, yeah, but he was like, you've been planning to kill me this whole time?
He's like, isn't a plan.
I didn't plan any of this.
You just picked the wrong car.
Yeah, sorry. You're like, that's your fault. It's like, he had no idea.
Just a weirdo.
It's weird. Yeah, he plays this weird, almost senile, but he's got nothing left to live for. That's the whole point.
His daughter got murdered when he got robbed.
In his arms, basically.
So now he's going out for justice.
And he's only got 4 months left of his life. So he doesn't care what happens. Yeah. He's snapped and he's just fucking having a good. Oh, that was his famous last words. That was fun, Eddie.
Yep, that was fun.
Right
then he burns to death.
He burns to death, and you're like, okay.
But he already had a bullet in him, and he got punched so many times in the face.
I thought that would have killed him right there.
The punches. He's an old man. He's like in his 80s. Getting punched in.
Pulverized.
And this Skarsgård guy, he works out.
You see his shirt off a few times.
Yeah,
and you've seen him in other movies, and he is ripped as fuck.
And he just fucking is rocking him in the fucking right in the nose. He would be pancakes.
Yeah, you would probably smash his into his brain, his nose,
everything,
his nose bones.
That's all fucking shit.
But anyway, I don't know, man. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
I didn't like it. He liked it because it had a message.
Really, well, yeah, and it had like interesting characters to a degree.
To me, it was just too much fucking talking, and I just didn't. I don't know.
Too much talking, not enough boobs and explosions.
No, not that. Just I don't know. Like that
would have helped.
Like 2/3 of it is stuck in that parking lot.
Yeah.
And once he starts driving.
Yeah.
Once it starts self-driving around.
Yeah.
It got interesting.
But
the first two-thirds is so boring.
I think, honestly, the climax of the movie was not going off the cliff. It was running over those bad guys, like those criminals.
I think that whole area.
I was like, ooh. So now he's like...
No, and his daughter, almost hitting his daughter.
Yeah.
That was...
I thought, and I had this, I whispered, he's like... Because he gets the dude's social security number.
Yes.
So he can do background checks and all this shit. But I was like, what if he just, like... fakes somehow, because he's like a gajillionaire, this guy.
Yeah.
Like, maybe he's got connections where he can, like, pin the vehicle on him and go murder people. And go murdering all these criminals. It didn't happen. I was like,
so
that would have been...
He got his social security number so that...
Maybe that would have been better.
Because he's like, over in Saudi Arabia, if you steal, they'll cut off your hand. He's like, that's not true. It's not true.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a repeat offender, they'll chop off 4 of your fingers.
Yeah, and he's like, well, Eddie, we've got a deal.
So, give me your social security number. Yeah. I'll look you up. And if you're a repeat offender... I'm going to chop off 4 of your fingers.
Yep. I'm like, how? What are you going to do? Unless you got, like...
tie your hand. You could do whatever.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
And then give him a shot. I don't know, whatever.
It's so fucking...
It's silly.
It's kind of paper thin in a lot of areas, and that's the part that kind of sucks, is it's like really...
I'll agree.
Like, Well, anyway, we got to wrap this up, man. Yeah. It's been way too long. So, you guys know what to do. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe.
Stream this.
Yeah, it's kind of a, if you're into like a little bit of torture,
it's so into that, it's so like stuck in one little environment. It's not even worth going to a theater for. You're just stuck in this little SUV the whole time.
You're right.
It's all interior shots, almost all.
He wanted to move closer. I'm like, why? We're not even...
I didn't know until the movie started, and I was like, well, it didn't even fucking matter.
Because we're basically stuck in this vehicle with him.
Exactly.
So what the fuck?
And that's what I was not vibing with it. Yeah. To me, I found it really boring.
It was uncomfortable a little bit, but not as much as I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be way more intense in there, and like the way they shot it, where he's just like, "Oh, I can see my breath now." It still didn't. I'm like, well, that's cheesy CGI breath.
When they're on top,
taken right out of
they're on top of the parking ramp, and it's driving around. I was like,
he's like, I'm gonna be sick.
And I was like, I'm gonna be sick because your camera work sucks, buddy.
I think they did that to make you sick.
I know, but it was like garbagey how they did it. It's almost like shitty slow motion.
It's like shaky cam for
like shitty slow motion too. Like I hate it.
I don't know how they can have that
really low frame rate slow motion
sweeping shot in the beginning.
Yeah,
and then have a bunch of other
shitty like fucking directing.
Well, you know what it was is one of those 13 companies did that one shot.
That's probably
what happened, because they had the tech for it or some shit like that, and then somebody else did all the other.
I can't fucking believe it. 13 companies. You know what?
This is what
I refuse to type all those into the tags, so that's not happening.
Why not? It'll be fun.
No. I usually type in all the production companies into the tags. But I have no idea why I do that, but I do. Anyway,
let's see what it officially says on the actual...
It said it all for the movie.
I know, but what will it say on IMDb and all that? It might only be like a couple.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just so small of parts that it doesn't really matter. But that's way too many fingers on the pie. Anyway, guys, we'll catch you later.
See ya.
Edition of Vertical Slice. Get me out of here.